Welcome to the Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Shepard, and here with my wife, Kari.
Hello, everyone.
And here we are. We are going to do a podcast on how much we love to judge people.
It's going to be the most fun podcast ever.
This will be the podcast
We're
that
just going to
goes
sit here and judge everyone.
absolutely viral.
Yeah.
Who wants in on the gossip?
It would be great fun.
Not really,
just to
because
let go and just judge everyone.
most Baptists would be like, "Oh yeah, we do
Yeah,
this
we
every
do
day.
that every day anyway.
This is not anything new."
Well, I feel like most people judge like through social media. It
Yeah,
used to be you could
yeah.
only judge the people that you knew around you, and after a while that got boring because you just get to know
Ran
people.
out of things to say.
Yeah. Now it's like we can just scroll even complete strangers and just judge 24/7.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like commonplace now, I guess.
It is funny, Kara, that I think one of the most quoted phrases, oftentimes even used out of context, is "Don't judge me."
Yeah.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge. I mean, we
You're being
hear this
judgy.
all the time,
Yeah.
and yet it is something that everyone does constantly.
Oh, yeah,
it's
for
not anything
sure.
new. It's something that it's taken place all the time.
It's crazy because like we do just automatically judge, but then we don't want to be judged. It was like, don't give your opinion about me. Don't tell me where I'm wrong. But yet we're all doing it to each other, even internally all the time.
It's true. It's true. It's funny because as Christians, we are supposed to be the ones that are talking about truth. We're the ones supposed to be talking about discernment.
Right.
We're the ones supposed to be talking about accountability. But yet, oftentimes, our biggest vocabulary is criticism. It is constantly condemning others.
Yeah.
We live really in a bubble and a culture of always putting people down.
Yeah.
And I think we have to at some point kind of flip that script. We've got to change some things.
Yeah.
And that's the way that Kari and I really want to approach it. Remember, the Forward Podcast is about moving forward and not
Yes.
living in the past. And so there are some things that I think we have to set down kind of some guidelines of like, here is the way forward. Here's the future. But before we get there, definitely we want to set up in this podcast or kind of this segment is just the introduction to what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What is judging? Aren't we supposed to judge? Can we not judge? Are we supposed to? Where do we lie?
Yeah.
And so why don't you take us into point number one?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love this point. Judging is instant now.
Yeah.
It's like it's much quicker than it used to be.
Yeah.
I think even from the time like when we were kids.
Oh, sure.
And I do think social media has assisted that, and just our access to everyone is so much wider than it used to be. Like you can text someone that you haven't seen in 10 years and they can text you back instantly.
Right.
It used to be you at least had to pick up a phone. If not, I remember my parents visiting people, when we were evangelists on the road, and my dad getting in saying, "That was so good to see them. We haven't seen them in 10 years. And they hadn't talked on the phone or anything. And I remember thinking like, how are you still friends when you haven't seen each other in 10 years? It just, our access to people is so much greater now.
Right.
And so much more intimate. Like we post such intimate things on, I saw an influencer the other day, and she literally like every moment of her child being born, getting ready to go to the hospital, on the way to the hospital, at the hospital, and I'm not even going to go into all the language.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Let's stop right there.
But it was, daddy's first time holding baby, first time grandparents. And I just thought like, they're even doing like post-birth shower. And I'm like, why are you videoing yourself like getting in the shower? But that's how it is. And I say that to say, we don't even have any private moments anymore. Like we can judge people because they post, like they put it out there. And so it's just instant. Our judging now is so instantaneous with what we see. It's immediate,
Right.
Whereas
Right.
it used to be, you had to get to know somebody and you might only see them a couple of times a year. And it's now like, well, I basically just watched you have a baby, so I feel like I can judge you.
Yeah, and it really, because judging has become so instant, we live in a culture with instant conclusions.
Yes.
We see one post, one clip, one moment, one mistake, and we
Yes.
form a full opinion of someone's character, someone's background, someone's
Yeah.
life. That we have them all figured out because social media has now trained us
Yeah.
really to be quick evaluators of people.
Right.
But quick judgment rarely leads to accurate judgment.
Right.
Because we're so far off and we see this one clip, we see this one post. Now, what we have done is we've removed the context,
Yeah.
we've removed the story, we've removed the struggle, we've removed the
Yes.
growth.
Yes.
And sometimes, even as Christians, we're falling into this trap where, because judging has become so instant, and now our conclusion is so instant, we are not using great discernment when it
Right.
comes to who people are, who their character is,
Yeah.
where they've come from. Man, we've now a hook, line, and sinker followed this X. We followed this Instagram. We followed this follower. We have followed.
We
What's
followed.
the other social media?
We followed that social
Yeah,
media.
look, woman.
I'm judging your speaking skills right
I cannot think of the other social media
Instagram,
site.
X,
No.
Facebook,
Keep going.
Snapchat, TikTok.
TikTok. Oh my word!
Do you remember that one
could
time
not
I called
think-
it Tic Tac?
Did you? I don't even remember that.
Darlene makes fun of me to this day.
Tic Tac.
Tic Tac.
Oh my word. Anyways,
Don't tell the kids
that has absolutely pressured us to get to this point where
Yeah.
judging has become so instant.
Yes. I think it's very easy to jump. It is, I think you already said it, but jump to a conclusion about someone.
Yeah.
I mean, you think you know them. And we know social media is largely fake, right? Like people filter so consistently, they're good from their bad. And, we only see one side of it for the most part.
Sure.
And so it's easy to jump to a conclusion like, oh, they're rich. They've been on 2
Right.
vacations this year. They're rich.
Yeah.
We don't see the debt on the credit card.
Right.
Or, we see someone looks really young and really good for their age. And we're like, oh, they're getting Botox for sure. Just
Yeah.
dumb things like that. It's easy to jump to conclusions because it is so wide. Our field of judgment is so wide now. Everyone's so accessible.
Yeah.
But also, this kind of leads us into our point number 2 is Christians, we feel pressure to have an opinion on everything. And I think this everyone feels
Don't
pressure.
you really feel that way though?
Oh,
Like we
absolutely.
are supposed to have an opinion. on-
Absolutely.
and we're supposed to know it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
I
have
totally
to
agree
pick a side
with that.
really, really fast.
I totally agree with
Like,
that.
but what do you think? Actually, I was at my dentist the other day and we were both discussing, him and I, and then one of the hygienists were discussing how like the war in Iran right now. And we both came to the conclusion, like, we just don't know.
Yeah.
And it was funny kind of the dance we did around like, what do you think? What do you think? And we're both kind of nervous to say it. And I finally was just like, I'll be honest, like, I don't know what to think. Like
Yeah.
part of me agrees with it and part of me has some big questions. And so it was just kind of nice to talk to someone. The 3 of us were like, we're all Christians. We all love Israel and we all want to defeat, terrorism. But at the same time, like we have questions and that's okay. And it was like nice to have that conversation, but by and large, you don't feel the freedom to just not know.
Right.
You
right.
feel like I have all this pressure to make a quick judgment and to have an opinion on everything. And that even bleeds over into like our knowledge about the Bible and our opinion on a topic or a verse or a standard. And sometimes it's like, I've studied it out. The Bible isn't black and white about this. This is my opinion, but you're sometimes just afraid to have an opinion because it's like someone's gonna, they come back with 4 people that we're all on the same side and we disagree. And it's just become kind of violent out there.
Right. It's funny, I just wrote down, but you said it. I believe that we were brought up in a culture, most of the people who listen to this podcast were brought up in a culture to believe that everything is black and white.
That's true.
And that has caused us to be in this corner that now the only way we can get ourselves out of it is by having an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
And then everybody has to agree with our opinion 100%.
Right.
Because everything's black and white. There is no gray. And unfortunately, I hate to break it to some people, but there's a lot of gray.
Right.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's such a perfect illustration of this war in Iran. Facebook is like everybody's arguing.
I
Everybody's
know.
fighting. You either have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
You either hate Israel or you love Israel.
Yeah.
There's no in between. No,
Yeah.
no, you got to pick. No, say
I
like,
know.
well, yes, we love Israel. And yes, we want to say it. Yes, we have some questions. Oh no, you can't do that. It
Right.
is. It's unfortunate that everything has become that.
Yeah.
Even when we were growing up, Republicans and Democrats worked together for the good of the American people. It wasn't voting along party lines.
Yeah.
It wasn't just black and white. It was sometimes you voted for a Democrat, sometimes you voted for a Republican, but they worked together for the better of the American people. And now we've gotten so far removed from that.
Yeah.
To where truly Christians kind of now are feeling this pressure of, I have to have an opinion on everything. And I have to know everything about everyone.
Yeah.
And if they don't align with me, then I have to cut them off.
Yeah.
We have to have an opinion right away if somebody changes churches, or somebody dresses differently than we do, or they made a different parenting decision than we did, or our parents did, or they handle ministry situations different.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, now everybody has a voice.
Yeah.
Everybody's judging. Everybody has a voice. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of, because we've fallen for this trap of like black and white, there's not a lot of critical thinkers that can think their way out of it.
Right.
It's just get mad. It's just get upset. It's write massive dialogues as if people are actually going to read it on Facebook over nothing.
Yeah.
Over really an opinion.
Yeah.
And then people jump on board, and then they pull people to their side. And it's this whole situation that we've really gotten ourselves in that is an absolute mess.
Yeah.
It's such a mess. Mm-hmm. And I think you're exactly right. It starts with everyone posts everything on social media nowadays.
Yeah.
And because everyone's church services is live streamed, and because we were brought up in a culture where everything's black or white, and everybody has to agree with us, and if they don't, then we were the original culture, cancel culture. Wow, you can tell I am so tired tonight because I'm messing words up like crazy.
That's okay.
We are the original cancel, and now we're handing it down to another generation.
Yeah.
Of, I'm going to judge you based on, do you drink Diet Coke or do you not? And do you align with my vaccinations or do you not? Do you align with who I voted for? Who do you not? Or my dress standards or my music standards? And if you don't, then you're a compromiser.
Right.
If you don't, then you're just going to be judged, and we have to cut you off.
I do think historically people only, the amount of people that they interacted with on a daily basis was so small, and you do tend to gravitate towards like-mindedness. So birds of a feather flock together, right? That's like what we would always say growing up. My dad would say that, like, who you hang around is how you are, right? And so it's true. Before the internet and before the availability of our personal lives to thousands of people, you did kind of, even if you weren't a believer, your community and who you spent time with most likely were pretty like-minded with you. Mm. And so I don't think we even had the brush-ups and the disagreements that we have now. Obviously, there were some because life, but I just don't think it was, you just didn't often have like heated conversations. And when you did, it was so meaningful that you took your time with it. Mm. You did your research. It was like, we've got to get this settled because it was a big deal. Now it's like, if you make a judgment call, like, we're not going to go to that church because we don't agree with this, or we're not going to, you have to post on it. And now, all of your hundreds of friends know about it. And now you've got to really dig into that opinion, because if you go back on it, the whole world knows what you think and you'll look stupid. And there's just so many repercussions from digging in and having hard opinions that so many people know about. Like when I was a kid, I remember if we went to a church and sang for a revival and my dad preached and we left there and my dad was like, man, I didn't really agree with some of the things they do. Like, our family knew that he said that. Right. Nobody else ever knew. Like, it was just like, oh, well, I don't know. We might see that pastor in church again someday, or we might not, or nobody knows.
Sure.
It was just like a buried, like, it was just a random, like, one-off opinion. But now people are so vocal and so widespread with their opinions that, like, you almost have to stick with it till you die or you'll look so foolish. In fact, I was talking to my sister this past weekend. We went on a girls' trip and we all had like a differing opinion about something. And I said, the crazy thing is, I don't even agree with my own husband on some things. I couldn't. I know. I couldn't even name anything right now, but like I'm sure there are things that you and I probably,
Sure.
don't see the same. And we started laughing. I said, I probably don't even agree with myself 5 minutes ago. Like our opinions change.
Sure.
And so to judge someone harshly with a lack of or a lack of context and a lack of knowing their character, you just see something online and you make a judgment call. And it's like they might go back and delete that in the next couple of weeks and think, oh, I probably shouldn't have posted that. But in the moment, we're so convinced that we can judge them by that post or by that statement or whatever, that we do it. And then it's like, well, I have to stick with this opinion. And the crazy thing is like they might not even have that opinion in the next year or two, because we all grow and we all change. But yet for some reason we think our opinion is so important and this needs my analysis, right?
Right.
Like honestly, I saw posts recently about music in the, Baptist churches.
Ooh, talk about it.
And I was like scrolling and I read about half the post and then I was like, I don't have time for this.
Right.
Because I'm telling you one thing, there's already 304 comments on this post. And I will promise you, if anyone reads mine, it's either already been said or doesn't need to be said.
Right.
It's so dumb. It's like, it's dumb that like over 300 people are posting. Like, who is sitting there and reading every single person's comment?
And Kara,
It's
here's
so
the crazy
odd.
thing. The amount of time that goes into that, I just want to ask people at times that do jump on these, and trust me, my algorithm's full of them.
Yeah.
Guys who just think I've got to
straighten everyone
I just
out.
got to straighten everyone. I honestly want to be like, dude, how do you have this much time?
I know.
Then number
yeah.
two, all the people who write dissertations underneath it. And I often want to ask, number one, how much time did it take you? Number two, do you really think you were changing anyone's mind?
I think they
And
think
number
they
three,
do.
I think some people just get their kicks and giggles off of just debating, just fighting, just arguing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm just going to say it, and I can because I am one. It's our algorithm, it's our circles that are masters at this.
Mhm.
They just, it's really unfortunate. It's a complete waste of time. It is. It's a judging that you will not find in the Word of God. And like you said, I love that you use the word analysis, because there are situations that do require humility. There are situations that require silence. There are situations that require prayer. A lot of situations that require patience. And yet, oftentimes we, in our little judgy world, you do not find that.
Right.
It's, I got to give my opinion. I got to give it right now. And then oftentimes you bring in a very belittling attitude. I'm going to make you look stupid or feel dumb or foolish.
Or embarrass someone.
Or embarrass someone, which to me is, embarrassing someone is not a fruit of the Spirit.
No.
Like being a bully and mean, or even having a strong opinion on really silly things, is not a fruit of the Spirit.
No.
You're just not going to find it. And so I think, here's where we got to end tonight. I think we do have to get back to care. We cannot live in a world where we feel like we have to have an opinion on everything.
Yeah.
You just don't. I think for you and I, we've come to this place of really choosing our battles. And the more mature we get in Christ, the more we see there's a lot of hills I used to think I would die on.
Yeah.
And they were not hills.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not dying on them anymore.
Yeah.
They're opinions that I have, or it's a preference that I have. It's okay to have that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be shoved down everyone's face.
Yeah.
Every time someone goes contrary to what we believe, or what we think, or what we prefer.
I have often found that as soon as I dig my heels in on something, like this is 100%.
Oh, I'm gonna like this.
Like I am right on this.
Yeah.
It will so happen in my life that I will have to experience it, and my opinion changes very quickly.
Yeah.
Or softens at least. And it's like,
right. Go ahead.
Why did you just randomly reach over and hold my hand?
Uh,
It kind of scared me.
Oh, sorry. I
You
was
just
holding
like
your
you
hand.
just did it very slowly and took
Oh.
my hand like
Well,
something
I didn't want to
was
shake
wrong.
the camera or the microphone. Just want to hold your hand.
I thought something was wrong, like you were telling me, like
Oh, sorry.
like
No,
you were gonna squeeze
no.
me, like, oh my word. I'm
Yeah.
looking around like,
Yeah.
is a
I wanted
kid?
to hold your hand because
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you're
sorry.
about to admit that you're wrong on things. So this is going to be good. So
Never. I would never
air
do that.
this.
Sorry, we can
to
hold
it.
hands.
It's judgy. No.
It just the way you did it, I thought
Oh, my
something
bad.
was
I
wrong.
didn't want to. No,
I was
I'm
like,
good.
what's happening?
Just holding your hand, woman. Go ahead. Finish up. Where were you wrong?
Okay.
I can't wait
I
to judge
wasn't
you.
gonna say that.
This is going to be so fun.
No, I was just saying like that situation. If I look at someone and say, well, I'll tell you what, it's because they have sinned or because they're not right with God or they
Yeah,
are not coming to church 5 times a week or something like that. Something will happen to me where I experience the same trial that someone else went through, whom I have just recently judged. And I'll think to myself, oh, that's why they did that.
Yeah.
Or that's the choice they made. And it makes sense now that I'm walking through it. You know, and we've given this example many times before, but before we had kids, we judged people with kids. My kid would never, I would never, you know, that's crazy.
It's humbling.
And then you have kids and you're like, oh, okay, I get it now,
humbling.
you know. And the same thing is true with, you know, owning a business, being in ministry, moving across the country. Like a lot of the things that we've walked through, God has shown me, you know, remember that time you said this and this about so-and-so, and now you're walking through the same issue. And my opinion softened a lot because why? I have grace for myself, you know, no grace for other people, but man, I'll give myself a pass and I'll give, like, I'm just going through a hard time. Yeah.
Right.
But to anyone else, I'm like, what's their problem? Why can't they pull it together? It's not that big a deal, you know? And now it's like, okay, God just gives you that eye-opening, like, hey, if you're going to speak negatively or if you're going to judge someone harshly, let's see how you do.
Yeah, it's good.
And that's after you go through that a few times, then, you know, if someone's talking about a situation and you happen to be, you know, in the conversation, it's a lot easier to say, I can't give an opinion. I've never been there. I don't know.
Good.
I just said it on Girls
okay.
Week. My sisters and mom and I were talking about a situation one of my sisters had been through. And I said, I have no idea what you went through. I have no clue. I've never been there. I'm just willing to listen to what your opinion is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
It's good.
You know, and it's a lot easier to say that when God keeps teaching you, like, hey, maybe stop talking and start listening.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like a lot of judgments would either become totally, we just wouldn't judge other people harshly, or like you said, we would wait, we would pray, we'd have humility, we'd wait for context.
Yeah.
We'd wait to see their character, see maybe what happens down the road, and then say, okay, maybe that was the right call, or maybe I called it wrong.
That's the dream. It's the dream.
Yeah, right.
It's good. Okay, well, Kara, our next segment, we really want to jump into how church culture can quietly reward criticism. And I believe it's fed into where we're at today. But that'd be a discussion for next week. Hey, let us know what you think. Don't judge us, but judge us. No, we'd like to hear from you. And as always, give us a like, give us a follow. And let's pray for each other this week. There's a lot of battles going on. And I think we'd do a lot more good if we'd come together and fight the good fight instead of fighting each other and judging each other.
Absolutely.
And next week, we'll jump into kind of church culture and once again, how it rewards or can reward criticism.
Thanks for listening. Have a great week.